Before the field of fire, before the north bent the knee, there was a castle that believed itself stronger than dragons. Harrenhal did not look built. It looked carved out of a nightmare. 5 black towers rose over the lake like clenched fists. And on the night Balerion came, those fists opened into flame. Harren Hoare was called the Black, not because he hid in shadows, but because men said his rule left no color in the lands beneath him. The Riverlords feared him, the small folk cursed him. His builders died by the thousands, and their blood dried into the mortar of his great towers. Harrenhal was not merely a fortress. It was a statement. Its walls were thicker than pride. Its kitchens could feed armies. Its towers scraped the clouds. Harren had taken the Riverlands by iron, and he believed stone could make that iron eternal. In the halls below those towers, the Riverlords learned to lower their eyes. They had seen sons taken, harvests burned, daughters traded for peace. So when a Dragonlord landed in Westeros and called himself king, many did not ask whether Aegon would be merciful. They only asked whether he could reach Harren. Aegon did not storm the walls. He did not build ladders. He did not waste men against black stone. He came to Harrenhal with banners, envoys, and a dragon large enough to make the lake go still. Harren stood inside the castle he had murdered a generation to build. He listened to Aegon's terms. Bend the knee, keep your lands, live. Harren laughed. When the sun sets, he said, your dragon will learn what walls are. Then the shadow passed over the courtyard. Not a cloud, not smoke, a living night with wings. Men looked up and forgot their prayers. Balerion did not roar at first. He only circled. And that silence frightened them more than thunder. The last sunset Harrenhal ever saw as a living castle was red. It bled through the arrow slits and stained the black walls. Servants whispered. Guards tightened their hands around spears. Harren's sons watched the sky and pretended not to be afraid. Harren believed in height. He believed in stone. He believed in the arrogance of kings who had never seen a dragon from above. But castles are built for armies. Gates are built for men. None of them are built for fire falling from the sky. When Balerion rose, the lake reflected him like a black god climbing out of the world. His wings swallowed the moon. His rider was a speck on his back. Yet every man below understood where the command would come from. The first tower did not burn like wood. It glowed. The stones reddened from within. Mortar screamed. Windows became mouths of flame. Men inside the walls discovered that a fortress can become an oven. Black stone ran like wax. Iron doors bent. The air filled with ash so hot it blinded men before it killed them. No army entered Harrenhal that night. No sword took the castle. The castle was unmade. Harren the Black died with his sons inside the towers he had raised to outlive dynasties. There are deaths that end a man, and there are deaths that answer him. Harrenhal was both. At dawn, the lake steamed. The towers still stood, but they no longer looked proud. They looked wounded, twisted, hollow. The Riverlords came out from hiding and stared at the greatest castle in Westeros, broken without a siege. They bent the knee after that, not because they loved Aegon, not because they trusted him, but because they had watched the impossible fortress die, and they understood what kind of age had begun. House Hoare ended in fire. The ironborn grip on the Riverlands ended with it. In one night, Aegon did what generations of rebels could not. He did not conquer Harrenhal. He made conquest look merciful by comparison. The lesson traveled faster than ravens. It reached kings in their halls and lords behind their walls. Stone was no longer certainty. Height was no longer safety. A crown was no longer protection. In the new world, every fortress had a sky above it, but some kings still believed numbers could do what stone could not. In the west, 2 crowns gathered the greatest army the plains had ever seen. They had heard what happened to Harrenhal. They came anyway. Next, the field of fire.